This is WLIW 21, New York. Member-supported public.
Well, you know, we're starting right here in New York, where jury deliberations in former President Donald Trump's criminal trial are set to begin after the jury receives instructions from the judge on the factors they may consider. Now, it comes after a marathon day of closing arguments where prosecutors accused Trump of trying to hoodwink voters in the 2016 presidential election by participating in a catch-and-kill scheme meant to bury stories about him. Trump has pleaded not guilty to all charges. So joining me now from just outside the courthouse is CBS News investigative reporter Graham Cates. All right, it was a marathon day. When I heard closing arguments going on for 5 hours, I couldn't believe it. The jury heard those arguments yesterday. What were the final points for the prosecution and for the defense?
Yeah, well, you know, that 5-hour mark, that was just the prosecution. The defense in and of itself went 2.5 hours or so. And they went first, and they tried to paint a portrait of Michael Cohen, the key witness in the case, as someone you can't trust. They told the jury, you can only convict this man if you trust Michael Cohen. And how could you? He's lied under oath so many times, and he lied to your face. But the prosecution, if the defense was painting a portrait, the prosecution was trying to paint a landscape of this world with so many characters and pieces of evidence and exhibits that went beyond Michael Cohen's testimony. They pointed out they had some 20 witnesses in their case, and many of them corroborated things that Michael Cohen had to say, the prosecutors pointed out. And over the course of, as you said, close to 5 hours, they kind of went moment by moment in this lengthy, almost 20-year timeline, telling the jury about Donald Trump's involvement in what they say were crimes. And then they also tried to focus the jurors on things that they should look for if they think that a conviction is in order. Look at this piece of evidence. Look at this phone call all the way through from 2006 to after Trump was elected president.
The really important component of today, though, is that before the jury can deliberate, the judge is going to advise them on the rules surrounding reaching a verdict, what they really should be considering. And this is important because this case is actually, though there are a lot of salacious details surrounding it, it's not as kind of clear and direct as you might think.
Yeah, this is always important in a trial, but it's particularly important today. What the judge is going to tell the jury is that if they find Trump authorized the falsification of records, in order to meet that felony level, they also have to find intent to commit another crime. And he'll lay out a few different crimes that they can find, including violating state or federal election law and tax fraud. But this is really crucial. They don't all have to agree on which one, and if he doesn't make that clear, that could really muddy things up. If they all come up with different ones that they believe Trump intended to violate, that's okay, but they have to understand that from the judge's instructions.
Very interesting. Graham Cates, thank you so much.
Public beaches in New York City open for the summer starting today, and 2 of them are making national headlines.
Let's go live right now to CBS 2's John Diaz. He's at Rockaway Beach in Queens for us this morning, enjoying the sunshine. I'm sure, John, that people have started to arrive and will continue to do so throughout the morning and afternoon.
Yeah, good morning, both of you. The best assignment of the day was handed to myself and my 2 cameramen. We have been smiling from ear to ear throughout the entire morning. And as you mentioned, yeah, really with every single passing minute, we are seeing more and more people flock on down here to the boardwalk, doing some exercise. But really, though, the star is right here behind us, this beach, giving you a live look at Rockaway Beach. You can see people out here getting some prime real estate here on this Memorial Day weekend, setting up for a day in the beach. Now, from Brooklyn to the Bronx, all 14 miles of city beaches, well, will be open today for public to use, all for free. Lifeguards, though, those people, they will head up to their stands in about an hour from now at 10 o'clock this morning, and that is when officials are giving the official go-ahead to get into the water. But similar to last year, the Parks Department is facing facing some major challenges when it comes to lifeguard shortages. They say it will only have about 230 beach lifeguards on staff. That is citywide, which is the same as last year, but 600 are needed to fully staff these beaches. So that means likely a large section of beaches will be closed to swimmers.
I think they need more lifeguards. It's not fair to the kids that want to swim, surf, and I do believe they need longer hours.
This is a big problem, obvious, Mr. Major problem.
Now, the good news is the beaches themselves, well, they are still open for you to come out here and sunbathe. And some of them, well, they're now award winning. This year, Travel and Leisure Magazine's list of 25 best beaches in the United States, well, they include 2 New York City beaches. Here, Rockaway Beach, and over at Coney Island Beach. The magazine called Rockaway Beach, quote, heaven for New Yorkers who can hop on a subway or bus to reach its white sand 5-mile boardwalk and surf-worthy waves. And a live look back out here at Rockaway Beach, you could see a lot of New Yorkers enjoying, again, what they're calling heaven out here. And let me tell you, it is just a gorgeous morning. Those lifeguards, they will be heading right up there to that stand in about an hour from now, and they will remain on duty until 6 o'clock this evening, and that will last the entire summer. For now, though, we are live this morning from Rockaway Beach. John Diaz, CBS 2 News.
John, I'm just writing down a reminder to field anchor from Rockaway Beach this weekend next year. Thank you, my friend, as always. Another fun thing to do along the shore this weekend, you heard Craig and Elaine talking about it, the Bethpage Air Show at Jones Beach. That's today and tomorrow's event, and that will include the Navy's famed Blue Angels, the Army's Golden Knights. This year is the air show's 20th anniversary, and they celebrated with a massive sandcastle cake. Pretty cool.
Well, this Memorial Day weekend also means a lot of travel, with millions of Americans hitting the roads, runways, and rails. And officials are expecting near record-breaking numbers. It was a jam-packed day on the roads yesterday, with commutes taking much longer than normal. Mobile 2 found an absolute mess on 11th Avenue, traffic crawling to the Lincoln Tunnel in the late afternoon as vacationers collided with commuters. And our Derek Waller was right in the middle of it.
Been stuck in this.
Hour and a half.
How long have you been sitting in this traffic? 2 hours?
How was the traffic getting over here?
Oh, it was long. Yeah, it was like 3 hours coming from Queens to Brooklyn and then Staten Island on top of that.
Well, AAA says more than 38 million Americans are hitting the roads. Another 3.5 million are flying, the busiest since 2005. And we're told Sunday and Monday afternoons and evenings between 3 and 7 are going to be the busiest times for travelers returning from their holiday weekends. You can find all of our Memorial Day coverage on our website. Just head over to cbsnewyork.com.
After the storm, while many are still digging out of the snow, coastal communities are dealing with some flooding and lots of beach erosion. CBS 2's Natalie Dudge was live at Rockaway Beach, where the sand disappeared during the storm. Natalie?
Well, yeah, Chris, this ramp where we're standing, usually you would be able to just walk right down it onto the sand. But if you look further there's actually a several-foot drop right into the water. And then look up beyond that, out onto the beach. What would normally be miles of sand, now just a sliver to walk on.
Video shows a sanitation truck submerged in water and ice floating down Beach Channel Drive Tuesday. The Tuesday storm made the usual flooding in Rockaway Beach much worse, and the huge waves ate away at these dunes, protective barriers along the beach that keep the ocean out.
I walk down and then I see the erosion starting over here where we are. We're at 130th. And then as we went further and further, it got worse and worse.
John Reinhardt took these photos of the serious damage, broken fencing, mangled wraps, and so much sand washed away.
This one was significant because we have now massive erosion to the dune, our only protective measure.
John Corey is a beach activist who started the group Friends of Rockaway Beach. Since Superstorm Sandy in 2012, his group has been calling on the city to reinforce the beach to prevent flooding. Finally, in 2019, the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers started a several-year project to build up the jetties and dredged 300,000 cubic yards of sand to refurbish the beach. This top picture is what the beach finally looked like when it was restored. But the picture on the bottom is this exact same spot today, showing all that work wiped away.
as a lifelong resident, we're going to see water on the streets if we don't have sand put on these beaches this year.
Corey worries the next hurricane season will devastate the community and in turn all the surrounding businesses that are already struggling due to the pandemic. Not to mention there will be limited beachfront for New Yorkers to enjoy come the summer.
And you are looking out at one of the jetties here. Well, advocates say this is exactly what needs to be built out further to help keep the sand in place. But that is a several-year-long project. So at very least, they want to see temporary loads of sand brought in, not only for the summer, but to reinforce the beach before next hurricane season. In Rockaway Beach, Natalie Duddridge, CBS 2 News.
Okay, Natalie, thank you. I can't believe there's a surfer out there as well.
No reports of shark sightings, but the Jersey Shore has been packed this 4th of July. CBS 2's Christine Sloan is in Long Branch with a look at the crowds.
We've seen sun and rain, but for most of the day, the beach has been packed. And tonight, fireworks scheduled on the beach.
Happy 4th of July!
A sea of umbrellas on the beach in Long Branch. The hazy and overcast weather did not keep away beachgoers on this 4th of July.
We're just hanging out, you know. It's a nice day, not too sunny. So we're coming to relax at the beach, you know, and have a good time.
Big sandcastles and small seaside projects for the little ones.
We want to be able to build a big hole so we can put chairs in there. It's fun, and I like going in the ocean with the waves.
The water cold but rough, as these teens found out.
The waves are hitting like crazy right now. Got smacked by one earlier.
Never swim unless a lifeguard is there. Never.
100 lifeguards on duty on this holiday in Long Branch. So far this summer, 270 rescues.
We just try to make sure we control the crowds and keep them where we want them, where they're safe.
On average, they do over 600 rescues a season. Rip Current's responsible for 80% of them. Here's what to do if you get caught in one.
Don't fight it. Stay calm and swim parallel to the shore.
Along Pier Village, a steady stream of customers at restaurants. But the couple that owns this Mason's Famous Lobster Rolls franchise says the season's been tough.
The weather kind of hurt us, and the fire out of Canada has kind of slowed down the traffic.
We try to push social media marketing. We try to do a bunch of stuff to get people to come in because we have to make up for the days that it's been really, not the best weather.
The fireworks are expected to begin after 9 o'clock tonight, and they're hoping the weather will cooperate. In Long Branch, New Jersey, Christine Sloan, CBS 2 News.
湾区重要的地标金门大桥过桥费又要调涨了，当局正在讨论过桥费涨价的方案，以应付预算赤字。古林佳的报道。
金门大桥的过桥费是湾区桥梁中最高的，目前使用 Fast Track 支付的2轴车辆过桥费为 8.75 元，非 Fast Track 的车主更要支付9元甚至 9.75 元，不过未来还会进一步涨价。金门大桥管理区今天举行公听会，商议增加通行费议题。目前提议的计划要求在未来5年内每年上涨50、40或35美分，不久的将来通行费可能增至10元以上。金门大桥管理区官员表示，和湾区其他桥梁不同，金门大桥没有专门的州和地方税收补贴，而是高度依赖过桥费的收入，加上交通量的减少也加剧了财务压力。目前金门大桥的交通量仅恢复到疫情前的 80% 到 85%， 加上钢材、油漆和劳动成本飙升，预计预算缺口达 2.2 亿元。当局计划在3月22日之前做出调涨幅度的决定，并在今年7月生效。26台记者古林佳报道。
The Republican National Convention kicks off in Milwaukee today.
And security is, of course, a major concern. CBS 2's Sabrina Franza joins us live from Milwaukee with more on what we can expect. And Sabrina, what's the scene like right now?
Just to give you an idea, we're standing in the Pfizer Forum. That is the main location for all of the top speakers throughout the duration of this week. We're expecting the former president and presumptive nominee to speak on Thursday with a speech that he says he has reconfigured after this shooting happened over the past 48 hours to reflect those events. We're also expecting his vice presidential pick that we still do not know to speak presumably on Wednesday. The stage behind us is where all of that will be going on. And around us is a hard security perimeter
perimeter around this building and then 2 others. Well, there'll be meetings and other events throughout the week. Beyond that is an even softer security perimeter, which is part of the Secret Service plan that they put together over the last 18 months. A plan that they said was so strong it did not need to change even after this shooting.
And nearly 100 delegates from New York will be among those in attendance at the convention.
CBS 2's Christina Fan joins us live from Midtown with reaction from some of those delegates. Christina.
Well, Cindy and Natalie, good morning. As we know, the Republican National Convention is expected to draw about 50,000 people to the city of Milwaukee, and among those will be 90 delegates from New York State. Many of them told us that they are hopeful that this moment will not only unify the party, but also Americans from across the political spectrum. We spoke with one of those delegates, Nassau County Executive Bruce Blakeman, yesterday. He said he was with the former president at a rally in the South Bronx just a few weeks ago. Congresswoman Nicole Malliotakis is also in Wisconsin this morning, where she says there have been briefings on additional security measures now in place.
I will be with him at the convention, and I think it's going to be a very, very different type of convention.
I do believe that this was a lone wolf, isolated incident. They are taking extra precautions to keep everyone safe.
And before making his way to Milwaukee in a private plane Sunday evening from Newark Airport, the former president was at Trump National Golf Club in Bedminster, New Jersey, where many supporters were seen outside waving flags. On Sunday, Mayor Adams and other local officials also stood together shoulder to shoulder despite their political differences, saying that bullets do not settle any differences that the two parties do have. We will have much more local reaction coming up in our next half hour. Reporting live from Trump Tower, Christina Fan, CBS 2 News.
Good evening, America. Before I begin my remarks, I'm going to do something a little uncharacteristic. A Trump is going to give up the microphone. Doesn't happen often. You may never see it again. But I got a call on Monday morning from a young lady who said, "Dad, I want to speak at the RNC." I want to speak at the RNC because I want America to know what my grandpa is actually like. So for the first time ever on a stage, first time ever giving a speech, I want to bring out my eldest daughter and the eldest granddaughter of the President of the United States, your favorite president, Kai Madison Trump.
Hi everyone, my name is Kai Madison Trump. I am the granddaughter of Donald Trump. I'm speaking today to share the side of my grandpa that people don't often see. To me, he's just a normal grandpa. He gives us candy and soda when our parents aren't looking. He always wants to know how we're doing in school. When I made the high honor roll, he printed it out to show his friends how proud he was of me. He calls me during the middle of the school day to ask how my golf game is going and tells me all about his. But then I have to remind him that I'm in school and I'll have to call him back later. When we play golf together, if I'm not on his team, he'll try to get inside of my head. I know. And he's always surprised that I don't let him get to me. But I have to remind him, I'm a Trump too. Even when he's going through all these court cases, he always asks me how I'm doing. He always encourages me to push myself to be the most successful person I can be. Obviously, he sets the bar pretty high, but who knows? Maybe one day I'll catch him. On Saturday, I was shocked when I heard that he has been shot, and I just wanted to know if he was okay. It was heartbreaking that someone would do that to another person. A lot of people have put my grandpa through hell, and he's still standing. Grandpa, you are such an inspiration, and I love you. The media makes my grandpa seem like a different person, but I know him for who he is. He's very caring and loving. He truly wants the best for this country, and he will fight every single day to make America great again. Thank you very much.
"17-year-old Kai Trump, the oldest grandchild of Donald Trump." Now let's listen into her father.
A lot of proud moments this week for my family. Thank you again, guys. Really appreciate that. That's not easy. That's the first time. I mean, this is what we call a large crowd for a speech, so incredible work, Kai.
中国驻美国大使谢锋指责美国在选举年将中国视为最主要的竞争对手，进行打压遏制。陈硕佳的报道。
中国驻美国大使谢锋以视频方式在旧金山湾区纪念中美建交45周年研讨会上发表讲话，指责美国将中国视为最主要的竞争对手，进行打压遏制。
Antagonism harms both sides, while partnership benefits us all. The root cause for the ups and downs over the past few years is that the US side takes China as its main competitor. Some even refer to China as the existential threat. Taking China as the imaginary enemy could funnel the US strategic resources to the wrong place. China has no plan to challenge or replace the US, nor should the US attempt to contain China. China does not interfere in the US election and domestic politics, and the US should refrain from interfering in China's domestic affairs and playing the China card in the election year.
谢锋表示，如果中美两国可以将对方视为伙伴，中美关系就会逐步好起来。26台记者陈硕佳报道。
那另外一头跟泽伦斯基有关的，我稍微请大千一并来讲。泽伦斯基的一个顾问啊，最近发布了基辅有一家麦当劳的画面，结果听说炸锅了，美国人看到非常的不高兴。为什么呢？基辅也有麦当劳，没有错哈。但是今天这个辫子妹也看，哇，基辅的这个麦当劳，装潢好像比我们台湾的麦当劳高级很多。好，第一个装潢华丽、干净整洁，然后顾客呢都年轻，而且穿着极其时尚，完全不像是一个战争状态的城市。基辅不是这一个月被轰炸了15次吗？他说影片想告诉俄罗斯，乌克兰没有被吓到，乌克兰没有强抓年轻人去当兵，我们的年轻人根本没有到国外避难，你看到没有？但是美国人有不同的看法，美国人说：“你好像过得比我美国还好你是不是我们要先改善美国的民生，我们再来援助你们吧所以乌克兰是不是在装可怜？好，我们来看这段影片这就是泽伦斯基的顾问所 PO 出来的。你看看我们基辅的麦当劳是这样，你看得出来，不是一个月被轰炸了13次吗？无人机来袭。第一个大家注意到他们那个大看板是，我知道这个东西就是自己点餐，对不对？台湾还没有看起来是不是？辫子妹今天做完这个影片，第一个直觉好像比我们台湾进步很多。麦当劳的装潢比台湾看起来华丽很多，然后年轻人好像也没有战争的紧张感穿着短裙年轻人典型的很时尚，对不对？装潢很漂亮，而且气氛很悠哉、很悠闲。你有感觉到这是战争吗？波兰看一看，美国看一看，对不对？好像日子过得比美国还好，是不是？你相信吗？这是基辅，所以美国人会怎么想？ 这样子我还要给你那么多钱呢？好，是不是都在骗我们？好，来，我们来看一个最新的，不是一直说这个乌克兰要春季大反攻吗？春季都快要结束了，那最新这个泽伦自己讲的，日期有确定在 Telegram 上他说呢，已经确定乌克兰武装部队开始反攻的日期，注意不是行动而已，是真的日期已经定出来了，当然不会告诉大家啦，但应该就是最近。基辅的国安官员也说，反攻即将开始。乌军在哪些城市呢？巴赫穆特、扎波罗热、哈尔科夫，还有克里米亚，还有这个赫尔松等地附近的军事部署都已经基本完成。反攻可能最近在1周之内会拉开序幕这些地名，我想大家都耳熟能详了都是这个开战之后不久，我们看到就是这个炮火攻击的这个对象。所以大千怎么看？另外一个，来，我们把那个反攻图调出来。泽伦告诉大家，来地图告诉大家，泽伦说日期我已经定了，就是有没有这些红色的字，哈尔科夫、扎波罗热等等都要反攻，反攻，反攻。过去都跟大家讲，这边被炸成废墟，那边被炸成废墟，确实是没有错。但是没想到泽伦老大的所在地基辅，竟然大家这样，有没有我不能讲歌舞喧天啦，但是这个日子好像过得不比大家差嘛。大千，我觉得对比超强烈。
当然所以刚才网友就留言讲得好，他说前方吃紧，后方紧吃，就是我们看到这个画面，大家的感觉嘛。就是但是。我是觉得很无聊的一件事情啦，就是说，
我先补充一下，待会大家中间看到的画面还不止麦当劳，还有肯德基，同样在基辅同样是气氛这个非常悠闲。
对，我觉得很无聊的，就是说，当然你要用这样的方式去粉饰太平是你的自由可是你说看一个麦当劳，再看个肯德基，就证明乌克兰的年轻人没有去当难民吗？那每天在那个波兰边境那些进出的那些人到底是谁啦？就整个欧洲收了你多少难民
所以今天有另外一个角度大家说能在这里面吃饭，应该是乌克兰高官的子弟，有特权的，不用上战场。
而且那2个餐厅的年轻人加起来大概200个都还不到吧？那可能已经跑了几百万人了，就剩那么几百个人在那个地方，所以这到底能够代表什么样的特殊的意义？能留下来的
不简单
对，我觉得重点是这大概代表不了什么特别的意义，而且。你拍这种影片，现在出来炫耀，你不就是找麻烦吗？你的盟国会认为说你日子过得这么好，为什么我们要缩衣节食去帮助你？然后你的敌人就认为说，我原来没威吓到你，那我就加大我威吓的力度啦，我就不要让你来炫耀了。所以拍这个片子，不管是对哪一个方面来讲，他都不会得到好处的。至于他讲说要反攻，那就反攻啊，讲了很久了，你知道吗？就是。我们听到那个春季大反攻，我坐在这边光讲这个题目，已经把它讲了多少个礼拜了。
刚开始大家都还蛮认真的讲，
对，然后现在终于告诉我们说他要反攻了，那你就反攻吧。就问题就来了，就是说你的反攻讲了这么久，那你到底有没有足够的兵源？你到底有没有足够的武器装备？你的武器装备到底已经是不是训练完成了？是不是杂牌军拼凑在一起的？这些都会影响你反攻的力度那么当然，如果你能够反攻，我们也没有什么太大的意见。但是我现在怕的就是说，你现在在这个反攻的过程当中，你就会牺牲更多的人命，造成更大的伤亡，然后又进入了另外一场这个血肉模糊的拉锯战里头。那么这对乌克兰来说究竟是不是一件好事？这个时刻去发动反攻好，还是这个时刻大家坐下来谈一谈好？我觉得这就是考验这个政治人物、政治领导人的智慧了。但是我最近看到的另外一个新闻让我有一点忧虑的是，莫斯科被无人机攻击的这个新闻。我们今天看到的时候，其实我会有点忧虑的是，乌克兰不要玩火就是你如果要反攻，你就老老实实的在自己的领土上反攻。如果真的要玩火打擦边球，就极有可能把这场战争带向一个完全不可预知的一个状况了。那么这会把欧洲扯下水，这会逼着俄罗斯采取战术性的核武，这些东西都会让这场战争不但是没完没了，而且会造成更大的伤亡。
好，确实，现在这个杀红眼这个打到这个莫斯科的这个境内真的是很可怕。
那至于这个泽连斯基他们说要反攻5月29号已经公开说要反攻了，我们大家都非常有兴趣不管他说从哪个地方反攻因为到目前为止这个乌克兰没有打过一个比较像样的一个胜仗，那我们要祝福乌克兰这一次反攻能够获得好的战果，不要像以前动不动就是2266，这样不太好，因为有的北约西方给的武器，又有美国给的金钱，还有英国给的训练， 那这是总该打出一个像样的战争吧？因为有时候纯粹从战争历史的研究跟观察来讲的话，哈，乌克兰也应该打一场比较像样战争给大家看，要不然你叫拜登怎么下台啊？拜登这个投资了老半天，你乌克兰呢又没有办法得到很好的回报，你总该打一场战争，所以这战争很残。